The African Cup of Nations is underway, and according to Opta, Senegal are favourites to win the tournament. Sadio Mane scored the winning penalty against Egypt in the 2021 final to win the competition for Senegal for the first time. But today I'm setting my sights higher. I want to win Senegal the World Cup in Football Manager. To give them the best chance, I'm giving every club in Senegal the best possible training and youth facilities, as well as maxing out Senegal's chance of producing the next George Weah. Then I'm going to keep the game simulating into the future to see if they can win a World Cup. And if they can't win it, I'll give it a go. The squad at the start of the game has a mix of veterans coming to the end of their careers and some potential world-class stars of the future in Nicholas Jackson and Matar Sarr. You'll see every player has a current and potential ability which is rated out of 200. Anything over 150 is a very good Premier League player. A lot of the best Senegalese players under 21 are currently playing in Europe. But there's a lot of teenagers in Senegal with high potential abilities that could go on to become national team members in the future. So I'm hoping by the 2038 World Cup we're going to have seen some good progress. But for some reason, the national team only has 12 players and they're all pretty rubbish, which is slightly concerning. But if we look at every single Senegalese player in the database, there are some really good ones. The best and leading the line for Senegal's strike force is Omar Fall. He currently plays for Barcelona, but was actually developed by Bayern Munich's youth system rather than a team in Senegal. But I think we can all tell that he is frighteningly good with at least 17 out of 20 in all of the green highlighted attributes to be a good advance forward. Then we have goalkeeper Mustafa Lowe, who plays for Lyon in France, but was actually developed by Lucerne in Switzerland. Again, not a club from Senegal. In fact, the top 6 Senegalese players rated by current ability all came through academies in Europe. Salou Faye is the best player currently to be developed by a club in Senegal, and he came through the academy at Generation Foot. They've just won the Senegalese title this past season by a huge 15 points. But we're here for the national team, who have just won 3 of the 8 African Cup of Nations since we started simulating. But the World Cup hasn't gone quite as well, as they haven't progressed past the round of 16. And that's fine, we knew this was going to be a long-term project, so let's fast forward to 50 years in the future and see if there are improvements there. But we may have joined at the wrong time, as there is only one Senegalese player with over 150 current ability. Mahamadou Dieng does look to be a world-class centre-back, but he was developed by Servette in Switzerland, not by a Senegalese team. The second best player, Mour Diop, currently at PSV, came through the Real Madrid academy, but the third best player, Ibrahima Cissé, currently at Rangers, did come from Generation Foot. But the players with the highest potential ability seem to be coming from different clubs in Senegal. And if all of these players can reach their potential, the national team could be very good in the future. I mean, even before we gave these clubs perfect facilities, they were very good at producing young players. I'm currently wearing a Stade d'Yembour jersey, who are a team in Senegal's top division. They have 2 young players in their squad who have recently made their debuts for Senegal against Rwanda in September last year. And they have some pretty nice potential abilities in Football Manager as well, so keep an eye out on them. I've got their jersey thanks to Senegal, who have a partnership with the club to sell their jerseys internationally. So we get some cool niche kits, while Stade d'Yembour have another income stream to keep developing young talent for the national team. It's a win-win in my opinion. So I'll leave a link to Sangala's website in the description, where you can find all the shirts from teams around the world they have on offer. And the boys that I'm repping are producing some good youth players. And so are some other clubs, because Senegal have won almost every single under-20 African Cup of Nations since we started this video. They've also added 9 full African Cup of Nations to the one they have in real life, but most tellingly, they have won 6 further African Nations Championships. The African Nations Championships is basically the same as the African Cup of Nations, but each team is only allowed to use players from their domestic divisions. There's also one under-20 World Cup win back in 2053, but as for full World Cups, they've made one quarterfinal in 2058, and that's the best they've done, which isn't particularly good. So I'm going full send and going 100 years in the future to just after the 21-22 World Cup to hopefully see Senegal lift the trophy. However, the best Senegalese player has 137 current ability, which is actually pretty atrocious. Diallo does have some good physicals and decent mental attributes, but his technicals are awful. There also aren't many good young players coming through either, in Europe or in Senegal. So being completely honest with you, I don't think they won the 21-22 World Cup. Now, one reason the players aren't so good is because the top-notch facilities that we gave them have obviously declined over the past 100 years, but they should still be generating some better players than the ones that we saw. Maybe I am being a little bit harsh because Senegal is ranked 22nd in world rankings, but in real life they are currently ranked 20th, so somehow we have made them worse. And when it comes to World Cups, that quarterfinal in 2058 was the very best they ever achieved in the last 100 years. That was 5 years after their FIFA Under-20 World Cup win as well. So clearly this was a golden generation of players. And as they always say, if you want a job doing well, you may as well just do it yourself. So I'm going to load up that 2058 save file and make myself the Senegal manager. I think we should make a deal. If I win the World Cup with Senegal, you have to subscribe to the channel and like the video. We're in a group with Switzerland, Qatar, and Brazil, who in the simulated version also knocked us out of the quarterfinals and won the whole tournament. By looks of things, our best player is Kadar Sambu, who is a right back with 12 crossing and 11 dribbling, but is very good defensively with 16 marking, 14 tackling. Mentally, he is also very good as well, so hopefully will be a rock in the back line. Arguably, our best attacker is Mafal Soare, who has got 15 crossing and 14 dribbling, along with 16 pace and 17 acceleration on the left wing. We need him to whip some crosses in for us to score plenty of goals. Hopefully getting on the end of them is Lassana Diop. With his 16 finishing and 17 pace, he has to be breaking the offside traps. He's also still playing domestically in Senegal, so this could be a huge World Cup for him. But if he's not scoring goals, his teammate at Generation Foot, Richard Ndiaye, should be doing the job. He's playing on the right-hand side as an inside forward with 16 finishing and 14 composure. The only slight downside is his long shots are just 9. We've also got 3 Soares in the starting lineup, which I'm sure won't be confusing, but we're playing a slightly tweaked formation of our 4-3-3 that we use with St Etienne over on the second channel in our series with them. If you haven't seen that before, there is a link down in the description. So for our first game of the group stage, we are taking on Qatar, which has to be a must-win game. So we're only 30 seconds into this game, but we do have a highlight and hopefully we're going to score a goal off this to start things off in the right way. Soare, our defender, gets the ball to Faye and out to Richard Ndiaye, who gets in the penalty area, shoots, but Ahmed, the keeper, makes a decent save. 10 minutes in and we've got a corner on this near side, swung in towards the far post and it's just been put over the bar. We're knocking on the door and I like the questions we're asking, but Qatar are passing it around the back pretty dangerously. We are pressing high and we win the ball on the edge of the attacking third. Soare puts the ball into the middle, Diop wins it, but puts it over the bar. But now with 20 minutes on the clock, Qatar have possession, looking to get the ball to our end of the pitch, but once again, just give it away, which gives Soare a chance to bring it down the far side of the pitch. It's been cleared, but only as far as the halfway line, where another Soare, of course, this is not going to get confusing at all with how many Soares we've got in the team, but the other Soare puts the ball back to Bayal. He gets it into another Soare. I'm just going to be so I'm also saying Soare wrong now, I think, as well. I think the name has lost all meaning to me as there's so many Soares on the pitch, but Richard Ndiaye scores the goal that we needed to get in front in this game. And hopefully just moments later, we're going to have another chance to double our goal tally here today, as Soare gets the ball to Soare, finds the ball through to Soare, and Soare scores! So we have a 2-goal lead at halftime. You'd love to see it. And right at the start of the second half, Mafal Soare has a chance to put a ball in the middle. It's been blocked, but only as far as Soare, who can find Faye, who shot hits both posts. Both posts! Not an ideal situation there. We are 52 minutes on the clock. I think because we've got some tough games coming up against Switzerland and Brazil, we might make some changes. However, Qatar have just pulled one back, and that's concerning. It is going to VAR though, and the VAR has given the goal. I'm not quite sure what the issue was with that in the first instance. We're not going to see a replay of the VAR lines, but it's a well-taken goal. Striker Lasagna Diop is on a 6.8 rating right now. We could swap him with Richard Ndiaye. We could bring on Mohamed Undao, a 31-year-old striker who's not got quite as much pace but has good finishing and composure. I think that's what I'm going to do. Second half is flying by though. Not a single highlight since we made those changes. 23 shots we've had in this game, and we've only managed to score 2 goals. That's a little bit concerning. Also concerning is Qatar's 1 shot on target has resulted in a goal, so maybe some slight shortcomings at the back and going forwards. But so far, it's been a pretty solid performance on the opening day of the World Cup. If we can just get a 3rd goal, that would put my nerves at rest. And as Undao hits the crossbar, he may end up starting in the next game, actually. Maybe we do need a bit more experience in that front line, just so we can maybe score a couple more goals, as opposed to trying to rely on the raw young talent of a different striker. Mafal Soare, though, one final chance. Cross has been blocked, only as far as Sambo, though, who's tackled on the edge of the area. Barr decides to pass it out very strangely to Sambo, who can then put a ball into the middle. Mafal is there, and he puts it over. If we could work on our heading, that would be great. We seem to have put so many chances over the bar today. But we end up winning the game. We get the 3 points, and that's what's most important. Now, I thought that win against Qatar was pretty good for us. However, Brazil just won 15-0. I am now terrified to first play Switzerland and then Brazil. Gonna make one change. Diop's gonna come off for Undao. But the Switzerland game started off pretty well, as we found an attack through the middle, and Undao made sure his start was justified, opening up the scoring. We then nullified Switzerland for the rest of the game and got a 2nd goal in the 90th minute to earn another win. Wade, one of our left wingers, who came on as a substitute, put the ball into the middle to the far post, where it was headed away to start off with, but then Bale on the edge of the area put a curling effort against the post, but it fell to Fofana to put the ball in the back of the net. Fofana is one of our backup strikers, and with only 11 finishing, I'm not very keen on using him. I am actually terrified at the prospect of playing Brazil, though. I can see how the simulation version of this World Cup lost to Brazil in the quarterfinals if they just battered Qatar 15-0. Although in the end, Brazil only beat us 1-0. However, I am 100% sure they rotated every single player in that team. At the same time, Switzerland won 7-0 against Qatar. So what we were doing against Qatar, I have no idea, because the scoreline we had with them was atrocious. But those 7 goals were enough for Switzerland to qualify from the group stage. This is because the World Cup is expanding to 48 teams, and they want to do a 32-team stage knockout, which means that some of the best placed 3rd place teams will qualify from the groups to go to the round of 32. And we've been drawn against Japan. Frustratingly though, we do have a couple of suspensions due to yellow card infringements. So in comes Ibu Sanya in the centre of midfield, and Mamadou Dia as our ball-winning midfielder. Very early highlight in this game, about 90 seconds or so in, and Richard Ndiaye brings the ball down the far side of the pitch. Gets past his man in the area, puts it across the area, but it's behind Undao. That would have been a perfect chance if it was just in front of Undao. The 2nd ball in the area has been blocked, and that was a golden opportunity. 30 minutes into the game, we are on top of the match stats just in terms of shots. Japan are having a lot more possession, but they aren't really doing much with it. So if we can just sneak a goal before half time, that would be great. But right down at the bottom of the screen, like behind all the commentary, there was a foul, a 2nd yellow card has been produced, and Japan are now down to 10 men. We now have a corner, which is put to the far post and headed just wide. If we can't win this against Japan's 10 men in the second half, we have no business being in this World Cup. Point the finger, go out there and play for the fans. Richard Ndiaye has the ball and now doesn't have the ball as he loses it. And Japan are looking to build forward, but a wayward pass there finds the feet of Richard Ndiaye, who again gives the ball away. For all the good he does, he gives the ball away quite a lot. That's not meant to happen. Right, well in that case, we need to go very attacking here. Dia is going to come off the pitch And we're going to bring an attacking midfielder on in Fofana. He, of course, scored the goal in the last game, but he can play as a shadow striker, which I think we'll use. And Dow, maybe we'll use as a deep lying forward on support instead. Go a little bit more attacking here, and now hope for the best. So Sanya picks up the ball in the centre circle, passes it to his left and forward to Fofana, who switches the play to Richard Ndiaye, keeps it under control just, finds a ball into Signet in the area. Sanya shoots, it takes a deflection off someone, but we've got ourselves back in the game. Does it come off one of our players or a Japanese player? That's what I want to know. So the ball goes into Signet, goes to Sanya, it hits this first Japanese man, taking it past the keeper. Excellent, we now just need another. And we might get it from this corner as Sambu fires one to the far post and it's into the side netting. I'm going to shout when I can, encourage to my team. However, we are winning the ball from that cleared free kick. Richard Ndiaye finds Sanya, the goal scorer. He goes back to Soiree, the defender. He finds Bayal, our left back, who puts a cross to the far post. Richard Ndiaye is there, and what a looping header that is. Absolutely superb. We are now winning. Let me drop this to positive now, and I'm going to praise my team for getting themselves back in this, although they don't seem very happy by that because they've all got like a straight face, basically. So after going 1-0 down, we have brought it back to 2-1. Please do not do anything here, unless it's for us here, because the Japanese keeper's now running back after getting forward for that free kick there. There is literally 4 minutes on the clock left with added time. That was quite risky for the keeper to come up that early, to be fair, because if we'd gotten a good counter then, we really could have just ended the game completely. But I guess, you know, they've got to try and make those chances happen. It's knockout football here as Soiree puts the ball into the middle, and that really does put the nail in the coffin. 3-1. Excellent work. We are into the round of 16. And we've been drawn against Chile. Now, I presume from this point on, the draw is going to be done from this tree, which does mean that if we beat Chile, we are coming up against Brazil again. And of course, in the simulation, that is where they fell apart. Let's get our players back onto the bench here, and we'll bring Bar back on for Dia. But I'm tempted to leave Sanya starting because he had a very good game last time out. But 30 minutes into this game, we've not seen a single highlight yet. But we have had slightly more possession, a higher XG, and a couple more shots. But it does look like we're going into halftime without a single highlight, which is concerning. Thrash the arms, not good enough. And if we haven't scored a goal by the 60th minute, I think we'll make the same changes that we did against Japan. It's now the 60th minute. Let's make those changes, shall we? So Bar is actually a very good player for us. He's one of our better players. I'd rather keep him on the pitch. He can do a little bit of playmaking, so I'm going to swap him and Sanya over. I'm also going to bring Alan Pierre Soiree on in the centre of midfield. And then Fofana comes on as the shadow striker, and Ndao becomes a deep lying forward on support. A bit more attacking as well. Confirm the changes. Let's hope this works. I can't remember the last time I saw a completely highlightless game. We're on key highlights, obviously, but surely there's got to be at least one good highlight here. I'm going to shout demand more. I'm going to go very attacking. Surely we've got to see something out of this. Apparently we have. 93rd minute. If we score right now, this would be absolutely perfect as we win the ball back in the defensive area. Then we can start to build it forwards through the midfield, but Bar loses possession, and now we have committed men forward, and Chile are coming on a counter. Good interception, though, from Soiree in the back line. Fofana can't get the ball into his feet, though, and we are going to see a Chile attack here with 30 seconds to go. Soiree, great challenge there from Mafal, the left winger. He goes back to Ndao, and he can now bring the ball forward. Can we get it worked out wide and get a ball crossed into one of our strikers? We've got 20 seconds left on the clock here. It's been a long highlight. Surely this is going to lead to a good opportunity. Richard Ndiaye in the area, across to Ndao, who scores and wins us the tie in the final moments. That is absolutely perfect. Literally one highlight in this entire match against Chile, and it turns out to be a goal for us in the 93rd, 4th minute. And there we go. That was enough to win it. We are going to the quarterfinals. Oh, but our best player, our right back, is going to be missing that next match. which I'm pretty sure is going to be Brazil. They're about to play Paraguay and won 3-0. They've scored 30 goals so far this World Cup. 3-0, 30. They've got 2 players who have scored 8 goals. This might just be one of the greatest teams of all time. So no wonder Senegal lost to them in the simulation, and it's probably why we will too. So I have loaded up a slightly more defensive formation from a previous rebuild we did with Everton. Hopefully, it does the trick. But less than 90 seconds into this, Brazil have hit the post. I mean, I think whatever we do, we are just going to be in a pickle, basically. 8 minutes on the clock and Brazil have possession, but they give it away to us. Rasul, our backup right back, coming in today for Sambu, gets the ball through to Ndiaye, and Ndiaye has opened up the scoring for us. Was he offside though? Was he off? Surely not. Surely not. Oh. How close was this? How close was this? Oh, it's so tight. Should also say we are starting with a different Ndiaye on the right wing. We've got 2 right wingers called Ndiaye. This guy, Babacar, is slightly better as a inverted winger who can cross the ball into the middle and do something as opposed to shooting as an inside forward would. Although his shooting there was pretty good, and we've given Brazil a scare. If only their defence had just been a little bit more switched off, that would have been the goal to give us the lead in this game. Instead, Brazil look to bring it forwards. Evaldo is one of their players with 8 goals already this tournament. His ball in the middle comes straight back to him, cuts it inside, and Brazil have put it wide. But half an hour in, we are still 0-0 with them, and we are nullifying them well because we've had 7 shots to their 3 right now. If anyone's going to win this game, it looks more like us. I will take a 0-0 at half time. That is beautiful. Let's try and keep the good times going in the second half and not concede from this direct free kick. Please, please, please. Good save. Good save. Resulting corner is sent into the near post. It has been cleared. And can we get ourselves on a counter here as Babacar Ndiaye collects the ball, brings it into Brazil's half and loses it immediately. You hate to see it. I am reluctant to make changes to our team right now. I know it might be a good idea to make changes, but I have a reluctancy to do so because we were doing so well. Well, now I feel like we kind of have to as Mafal hits the crossbar from his free kick. Oh, so I'm going to take Babacar off for Richard. I'm going to bring Diop on as a striker up front with his 17 pace. He should cause a lot of issues now. I'm going to try and demand more from the team here, which hasn't worked out very well. They don't seem to have liked that, which is not great. But we do have a highlight in the 65th minute as Bayal brings the ball forward into Bar, into Diop, who goes to Rasul, finds Richard Ndiaye, who has to hold possession up to make sure we get players further forward. Look how many players we've got in attack right now, though, as Diop finds Mafal. Mafal levels things up for us. My word. We are the better team in this game. We genuinely are the better team in this game. We just need to find another goal. We had it, but it was ruled offside for the slightest of infractions. And Brazil look to build down the far side of the pitch. Jan, who got the assist for the first goal, looks to find the man in the middle. We do clear it, but only as far as the edge of the attacking third. It's straight back at goal, and Ndao, our keeper, makes a great save. Looks like our goal scorer, Suarez, has just picked up a knock, hampered by his injury. Let's get him off and bring Wade on instead. Less than 10 minutes to go in this game right now, and Evaldo's been put through by... Oh, how's that gone in the back of the net? Suspicion of offside, though. I don't think there was personally. I didn't see... Goal disallowed? Where was the offside? Show me the offside, because I didn't see it personally. Oh my... Yeah, that's why I didn't see it. It's basically non-existent. But you know what? We will take it. And so we are heading to the 90th minute, 6 minutes of added time. What do we say? I'm going to just shout encourage. That's all I'll do. Shout encourage. People have got smiley faces. They've reacted well to it, but we haven't been able to score. It means we are going to extra time, and our players look knackered compared to Brazil's right now, don't they? We need to make some changes. I think Sanya's going to come on for Alan Suarez in the centre of midfield. I'm going to bring Benga on in the back line for one of our centre-backs, and actually maybe Farry Suarez comes off as well. Have we got another centre-back with a left foot? We do. Great. We've just got to dig deep now for 30 minutes. But that is much easier said than done. But Wade's free kick to the far post has been cleared, only as far as Benga. Sanya, oh my word, Sanya may have just got us into the semi-finals. What a rocket. Let's watch that again. That is worth watching again. First time, right-footed volley. Oh. And now we are at half-time in extra time. Start the second period of extra time. My word, how do we... I am lost for words. I did not expect us to get past Brazil. I thought this would be it. That's the video done. I can't believe... Oh my word, Richard and Di. Richard and Di, finish it. Okay, 10 minutes to go. Instructions. Drop the tempo. Don't run at the defence. Be more disciplined. Time waste all the time. All the time. Let's keep ourselves a bit narrower, I think. And then we need to regroup and hold our shape when defending. Please, 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 do not concede now. Hopefully we score from a corner. We don't. Oh no, not a counter like this. Not a counter. Please, please no. Brazil, don't do this to us. We know you're good. We knew that you won it in real life in the actual experiment that we were doing. We're just taking over for a bit of fun here and somehow it's working. Please don't ruin this for us. Wade, huge challenge in there. 5 minutes to go. Can we get ourselves a third goal here to just absolutely solidify the result? Diop. Oh my word. Lasagna Diop has just chipped the keeper. 3-1. The clock is ticking down. We have got 30 seconds of normal time plus any added time to play here. Evaldo may have scored 8 goals this tournament, but he can't score past Senegal. They hit the post. That was quite close, to be fair. We've got 40 seconds to play before the allotted added time is up. And Brazil are trying desperately for something, but they can't do enough. They have lost here to the mighty Senegal. I can't believe how good this team is and this formation. It's maybe a little bit overpowered because this Brazil side have been superb throughout the World Cup. To this point, they scored 30 goals. Now 31 goals including this game, but guess what? They can't get past us. They can't get past Senegal. We've done it! Huge! The sound you hear is everyone who wrote us off backtracking. What a performance. We are not changing formation. That is absolutely amazing what just happened. And now we are taking on England in the semi-finals. To be honest, I don't really mind what happens from here on out because we have beaten what the game did in 100 years. So we've kept the same formation for the England game. However, it could be a step too far. Is it the first time we've played in green, by the way? I think we've played in white every single game. Nice to get the green kit out for a change. Goal kick for us, Undao, our keeper, who's been superb this tournament, finds Keita, who gives the ball away. And luckily, the England striker has not got his shooting boots on. This is quite the opposite to the Brazil game. We've only had 1 shot so far, and England have had 5. Now 7. So for whatever reason, this worked amazingly well against Brazil, but not so much against England. But still, we're at half-time and it is 0-0, which is positive for us. Thrash the arms, not good enough though. 65 minutes on the clock. This is the first highlight of the second half. And I think we'll make some changes in a minute. Oh my word, England messed things up. England have just messed things up at the back there. We are now 25 minutes away from going to a World Cup final after that blunder from England. I'm going to make some changes. God, I'm so scared. This is horrible. When we took over Senegal, I was like, yeah, we'll just see how far we can get sort of thing. It'll be fun. Now, I am desperate to win. I want to win at all costs. And the game is just ticking away nicely with not much happening. Are we about to go to the World Cup final? Genuinely, how is... Wow. This team is good, but it's not World Cup final good, and yet there we are. All because of an English mistake at the back. We're going to be taking on Argentina. We've already beaten one South American giant. Surely we can do another. By giant, I mean Chile, of course. We beat Chile, didn't we? And then we took on that small team, Brazil, and won. So if you can somehow believe it, we are now at the World Cup final against Argentina. And I'll be honest with you, at this stage, I want to win this game for the Steam achievement to say I've won the World Cup, because I've not got that yet in FM24 that we're in. I need to get it. So actually, this would be great. But the first highlight of the game is going towards Argentina by the looks of things as they win possession and then control it in their back line and then quickly transition into attack. And Ndao is on hand once again to make a huge save. My player of the tournament. One other player who's massively impressed me is our left back, Bayal, because he is the only left back we've got in this team. I mean, other players can kind of play there, but not very well. So he's basically the only left back we've got. I'm pretty sure he's played every single minute of every single game, so props to him because he has been a warrior at left back and left wing back. Oh my word, Sambu has been brought down in the... No way. No way. No way. No. Surely not. A penalty for us? Oh my, I can't believe it. Who's taking it? I didn't even know he was on the penalties. Bar, our CDM Bar, scores it, to be fair. Huge. He's got 9 finishing and 11 penalty taking. Why is he on it? Doesn't matter now, he has scored it, it's fine. And despite Argentina having a much higher shot count and an XG of almost 2, we head into half-time 1-0 up. 30 seconds into the second half, and we have a highlight in our favour. Fofana. No way. Now, VAR is getting involved here. I didn't see an offside personally. It's not to say there wasn't one. There wasn't one. What is this? It's actually a really good finish. 50 minutes down, 2-0 up in the World Cup final with Senegal against Argentina. This formation, by the way, this 5-2-3, wow. What a workhorse of a formation. It worked beautifully with this team in particular. Might not work with your team, but the players that we've got, it just seems to work very, very nicely. And I might try it again in a few other videos. How has Fofana not scored that, by the way? How has that gone over the bar from that range? Look how disgruntled that Argentina side is. They are out of it. With 20 minutes to go, I've not made any changes yet. I probably should make a couple of changes just to try and reinforce the team, particularly when Argentina score, but I think the goal scorer was offside there. I want to know what the VAR says. I think he was a good couple yards offside. If I saw it in real time with my eyes, yep, the VAR definitely saw it. How close was it? I think there was quite a big gap between... Yeah, look, you can see. You can get a bus through there. So finally, we will make a couple of changes just to try and get the team back to something. Richard Ndiaye is going to come on. Diop's going to come on. Bayal is going to come off. He's so tired, bless him. He's played so well. This is what I mean by we don't have another left wing back. This guy's got half a star at left wing back, but we'll bring him on for now. Also, Alan Pierre Suarez is going to come off for Dia, and we'll change our 6.5 centre-back at the back for Benga. Now, we just have to see the game out. We've got 15 minutes to go. We've scored a goal, but I'm pretty sure Issa Gueye is offside there. Oh my word, no, it counted. It counted. He wasn't offside. 3-0. 3-0. And so somehow Argentina, who have had 19 shots and like a 3xG, haven't been able to score in this game, and yet we have scored 3 goals of our own. Surely there is no possible way we lose this game now. If we lose this game, surely it's just not going to... Right, they've scored 1, but they're not going to score 2 more. To make sure of that, let's drop the tempo, time waste all the time, don't run the defence, be more disciplined, drop the attacking width, regroup, hold shape, and go cautious. In fact, defensive, because we don't want to concede a goal in this game. Oh, but there is an Argentina highlight in the 90th minute. 4 minutes of added time still to play in this game. Yeah, no. Oh, no. Please, no. Just don't do anything silly, guys. Don't do anything silly. Please don't do any... Oh, no. Could you imagine what might happen if we concede a goal now? Luckily, Diop can just give the ball away because he's an idiot. We are time wasting Diop. Don't just give the ball away. Get it, run to the corner flag and hold it there for 3 minutes now. We're in the 91st minute of 94 to play. Oh, this is horrible. Long kick from the keeper. Diop can't win it. Richard Ndiaye can't win it. And Argentina look to come forward. No. This isn't meant to... No. Oh, thank God. Right, the clock is ticking down now. There's not a highlight happen. Oh, we've done it. We've actually somehow just done it. I can't believe that final highlight hitting the post from the free kick and somehow their man didn't react to it. We then cleared it and we've actually won a World Cup with Senegal. I don't know what to say. Well, look at us, world champions with Senegal. Absolutely incredible. Also, remember what I said before we even kicked a football at the World Cup. If we won it, you have to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So you've got to hold up your end of the bargain now. So if you have enjoyed the absolute ridiculousness of this, I'm sure you're going to love the second channel where we're playing through a series with St. Etienne. There's more of this basically. But if you want to stay on this channel, we have also done a video simulating the African Cup of Nations 100 times to find out who is going to win it in real life.